Good morning, everybody, on day 2 of FOSFest, our nice hackathon. So let me take you to a couple of slides again. First of all, again, we are in the Berlin School of Business and Innovation in Berlin. And hackers, welcome. Go again and do some hacking. So for now, still remember, on the 24th of February, you will receive an email on the email which you use for registration to send in your projects. But for now, we will start with a presentation of Paul Hortola, who is a member of the board of Ubports, and Ubports is an association who maintains and develops the Ubuntu Touch operating system. Now let's get over to Paul.
Hello everyone. Yeah. Yeah. Hello everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you. And yeah, should we dig right into the presentation? So, sorry? Okay, I will go ahead. So yeah, I'm here about talking about Ubuntu Touch and how to contribute with creating an application. So let me just share my screen. Yeah, this should be done. So yeah. So Ubuntu Touch, I didn't know what was the level, so I will start with the basics, and I will try to guide you through how easy it is to start developing and contributing to Ubuntu Touch. First of all, some words about me. As an introduction, they said, yes, I'm a board member of the Ubports Foundation. The Ubports Foundation is a foundation under the German law, and we promote Ubuntu Touch. I go by Apply on the Ubports community, and I have more than 20 years in IT. Yeah, I like to call myself a hacker, freelancer, developer, manager, designer, and sometimes even more a sinner, a lover, joker, whatever. So yeah, and as a joke, I said this is sponsored by Gaganrad, which is the name of my company, because as a freelancer, I created my own company as a cybersecurity guy. And yeah, for me, cybersecurity is really important, and also freedom. That's why I like to support liberal and free open source software, because I think that's important for cybersecurity, for freedom, and for just yeah, my values, I would say. Some words about the Ubports Foundation. So, like I said, it's under the German law, and our goal is not impossible, but it's very difficult. It's to maintain and develop Ubuntu Touch and to promote Ubuntu Touch as well, and the use of this free software wherever we can. But it's a very difficult mission because of just a duopoly of Apple and Google. It's hard to compete against such giants, but we will try. And the thing is, it works. I use it daily on my phone. This is a Pixel 3a, and it's enough for me. It's not enough for everyone. not yet, but our goal is to develop the operating system to make it available for most people and to fit everyone's projects. And how do we do this? First of all, we need compatible devices. And we also need developers, because the software is key for an operating system. If we don't have a solid ecosystem, we saw it with, let's say, failure of Microsoft in the domain of mobile operating systems. So yeah, we need more developers to have better software. We have developers to port Ubuntu Touch, because yeah, with compatible device, you have to create a custom port to have Ubuntu Touch on your device. We need also people to maintain the operating system, so to improve the features, to create new ways to interact with your device, to keep up also with newer kernel, newer mainline kernel, because we also have a mainline version of Ubuntu Touch, and of course developers to build applications, because without application, like I said, it's hard to improve the situation for regular users like me. Regarding the compatible device, it's all under control, let's say, because this is the role of the foundation and the board of directors to create new partnership, like with Vola, like we did with Pine64, with the Pine phones. So yeah, it's not the greatest, but it's still under control. And we have also available all the Android devices that we can port to, because but for this we need developers to make the port. We also need, that's the real trick, is for us to have enough people to make software development for the OS and for the app ecosystem. So how you fit today is by bringing new applications to the operating system. And how to do this? First of all, it's not that complex. Even if you don't know Ubuntu Touch, even if you haven't used it, it's easy to start. And that's what I will demonstrate today. So first things first. The first thing is read the F manual, because I won't swear here. So yeah, we have documentations, which is pretty good on how to develop for Ubuntu Touch. The first link is just the source of our app development documentation. The second one is with external documentations that are required, for example, to learn about QML and to learn about the UL toolkits that is used by Lomiri, which is our desktop environment. And another important tool is also to have Clickable. Clickable is a tool that allows you to easily build your application and package it for Ubuntu Touch, because Ubuntu Touch uses click packages, which not many are familiar with. So it's easier to have just Clickable do the work for you, and then you're set up. Now let's go into the concrete stuff. Let's hackathon. So here I simulate a console and show you, okay, let's install Clickable. Oh, damn, it's already installed in my machine. So I don't know how to show what happens in the process. But yeah, I chose here to go the easy route. The easy route is to use Snap, because it's quite easy to install, and it's maintained by the community into a snap. So that's pretty easy to install. It's compatible with most Linux distribution. So you just have to install snapd and then snap install clickable. Then the first step with clickable is to do a clickable create, which allows you and guide you to the creation of your new project. Let's go ahead. This is what happens when you do the clickable create. So first, it asks you to download. It's basically a Docker container with everything that you need. So because it can run on your desktop natively, so you can emulate what happens on the phone. First question asked is to select a template. The easy one is QML only. So you would create a simple app that you will be able to develop and code with basically QML and JavaScript. You can also choose a C++ project or Python or HTML. We have also templates for Go, Rust, and Godot. Godot for 3D things, I guess, but I'm not really familiar with Godot, so let's not jump into this and select the QML only. Then it will have the title of your app, so what will appears on your screen when you launch the app. So really, basically what will be displayed. It can be then translated thanks to translation things that we have. Short description that is used in the open store. So you can have a good description of your app and keywords to search for it. Then the app name is a technical name that will be append with your namespace, which is basically your name, as well as a color. It will be translated as all lower cases, by the way. The maintainer name as straightforward, so Paul H for me. The maintainer email to contact them for support. And then select a license. By default, it's GNU GPL3. So great. You can also choose for MIT, BSD, or Apache, or not open source, because we are still open to people that want to have a proprietary thing. If Meta wants to do WhatsApp, they can. We allow them to do that. Probably they won't even hear this video, so I don't care. But for some people, WhatsApp is important, and we can't have them have it since until someone code for it. We have some hacks to use it, but it still requires some Android or iOS server running the WhatsApp. So the year for the copyright, GitLab CI if you have it, Git tag versioning, and you can save this template as your default. If you are going to make a lot of apps, then Clickable will remember what you used, what the namespace used, etc., etc. Then, congratulations, you have your first app. It's done. It's that easy. To check what is in the directory, you can go to test1, which is the name of the app I gave, and just read the name files. You have assets. In the assets directory, you can find the icon that is used to show in your app browser or app drawer. You have a clickable YAML. This is a YAML file that describes basically what you just entered. It's just the information about your application. You've got a CMake list because this is how it will be built. The license that is stored. You've got a manifest.json that is summarizing also some other information. We can go into more details later on. The PO folder is for your translations. you've got the QML folder where you will find your QML file. For example, currently it includes only the main.qml file, which is basically the whole app. Some readmes that you can update for GitLab, for example. You've got your AppArmor file that allows you to set the rights that your application has access to. So you can ask, for example, for the camera, for sound, for internet access, or to access to some video or picture files. And the desktop.in. The desktop.in is the file that serve as a shortcut to launch your app. Then to run the app, you will just type clickable. But I had my own sauce because I liked it this way. I set up an SSH key to log easily onto my phone from my computer. Obviously, the IP address is fake. But you can use some extensions like --SSH with the IP address, and it will run the clickable command, but directly with your phone. Because if you want the basic stuff, you have to plug your phone via USB to your device, and I don't like to be tethered by cables. So for me, it's more easy to just use the SSH. So if I run the clickable SSH command, then it will build your application and then run it, install it on your phone, and run it. Then, so you will have the picture on the right, which is a screenshot of the first app. And if you run then on your laptop or desktop, if you run the clickable logs command, you will have access to the log, and it's like a tail minus F. So you will have the logs that will scroll. So for easy debug, that's really interesting to have this. So you can just print debug comments, so you know in which step you are and what are the different parameters at some point. So at this point, we are all done. We have a simple app that is running, that is QML. I will just thank you. And now I will go a bit freestyle because I don't know where you come from. If you need to have more explanation on how to code with QML or about how Lomiri UI toolkit works, we can explore that together. And I can show you a few things. So I will stop the presentation here and try to share something else. So let me try that. We have, for example, to help developers, we have several applications that are available for you. And one is really interesting. Let me try this. Yeah. So yeah, you probably you should see my screen. So this is the open store, which is a store that we use to install applications on Ubuntu Touch. And you have the Lomiri UI Toolkit Gallery, which is an application developed by the foundation in order to showcase what graphical toolkits is available for you as a developer. Yeah, let's see what it is. I have some screenshots that I've taken. Let me try to set it up. Okay. Let's share my screen. It will be easy this way, I guess. Yes. Yeah, so here on the right, you have some screenshot from the Lomi UI toolkit. So this is the app as it shows. And then you have a list of all the available graphical themes that you can encounter. Here are some action bars, what you can set inside. You have the bottom edge. Yes, bottom edge is an important feature of Ubuntu Touch. It allows you to swipe from the bottom edge and have some things happen. You have the list of icons that are available as NSVGs that you can import directly into your application. You have several other graphical things. So yeah, how we display lists and selectors and buttons and switches, text fields. Yeah, so we have a lot of tools available for you. And you can check that at the documentation, which I can show you right away as well. So documentation. Oh, I didn't prepare the documentation, which is bad. Let's. Okay. Where's the documentation in my? It doesn't work. Sorry about that. Maybe do we have some questions that I can take in the meantime? Okay, I found the documentation. So this is the documentation of the whole project, and we have some user guides, of course. We have also app development, documentation for app developers for the human interface guidelines. So basically, it's what was thought to deliver on the. It's more UX than human interface. And we have the system software development, which is more on the operating system side, which is not my strong suit. So let's go to the app development. So you can have native apps, web applications, the reference guidelines, so the developer guide and the API documentation. The API is really interesting because you have both the QML APIs that is available for you and all the origamis, different Cordova for the HTML file, but I found the QML really interesting because you have a list of all the specific modules that we have, the Qt sensors that has been modified heavily to accommodate for the phone. So you have the different sensors that are available on the devices we support. If some new device will feature new sensors, then we will have to make an evolution here. GPS location. The location is something different. I don't understand really well how it works. But the Qt multimedia for playing audio and accessing the camera stuff. We use a lot of Qt Quick, which is great to build applications, or at least I use it a lot, Qt Quick, because it will be compatible with most of the things. So yeah, you have access to the documentation of everything, so you can learn how to do this. And you have the Lomiri content QML. and all the Lomeri download manager. So Morph is our browser. So here you have a lot of important documentation. Let's dig into the developer guide. You have also important information on how to share data within the Ubuntu Touch operating system. So we use the Content Hub, which is an important tool to just share. It could be contact information, it could be videos, it could be pictures. Yeah, the Content Hub basically allows you to when you share something from an app to another, it will load this Content Hub and say, okay, if you want to import or if you want to export data, to which app do you want to do this? So what are the compatible apps with your specific type of data? So yeah, it's really great, and you have some example like the web app creator. I don't think it's still available, this one, but source code is still available on GitLab or GitHub, and it's still working properly. Galek has been ported to Focal, so yeah, it's still available in the App Store. Yeah, so basically you have some hooks depending on the type of data that you want to share, that you can expose. If you want to export data, if you want to import data, you can select the type of data you want to hook to. Then what can I show you? Yeah, the directories. One thing that can confuse some developers is the working directories, because in Ubuntu Touch, as every application is confined, when you are working, you are basically in your own confined space. So every path you can access are located within your application. So your path is within your app. If you want to access something exterior to your app, then you need to go through the Content Hub. Or you can have your app unconfined, but it means that you will have a warning on the endpoint store when a user wants to install your application. They will be ones that they have to trust you because you have basically full access to the system. So that's not something that many people are paranoid about. So except if you are well known within the communities, and it can be done. But yeah, I advise to mostly try to do confined apps and try to work with the system instead of trying to develop against it and try to basically run it as sudo, because it's easier this way. We don't choose the easy path, we choose the right path, which is, yeah, it's confined, and if we need some elevation of rights, then okay, I use the Content Hub to access some other file, and then if you need some admin rights, then it can just ask it with a sudo command that will prompt the user that, okay, you need to enter now the system admin password, which they will or will not do depending on how they feel about if it's necessary or not. So yeah, the paths are important. I don't know if this has been updated with more recent, but I think so. I don't have everything in mind. Yeah, we had also documentation about porting your apps to Focal, because we needed to, between Xenial and Focal, we had a switch about using systemd or not. We didn't have, and we now have systemd. So from Upstart to systemd, we needed some important modification of the applications. The first thing is just to switch from the framework in your application So the YAML file that says, okay, now you need to put 2004 in it to basically be up to date. And you have to rebuild your app because it hasn't been built for support with systemd. So clickable allows you to modify that and to put the files where they should be to be compatible with systemd and to be launched appropriately in the focal version of Ubuntu Touch. We still have many applications that are not available for focal because developers stop maintaining those apps. But yeah, most of them are open source, so basically we can still fork them if someone needs them. So in the open source, we also have on the website. So on your laptop or your desktop, you can search for applications and see if they are available for focal and Xenial, or only focal or only Xenial. So might be also a challenge for you if it's one thing that you want to address. That okay, some older apps, because many users complain sometimes that okay, I miss this app that I used to work with my old phone and now it doesn't work. So yeah, that's something that we have a long to-do list to do. Yeah, basically, I think that's all I've got from the top of my head. But yeah, if you have some questions, then feel free. I can try to answer them. It was supposed to be on the chat, I guess, but I didn't see anything yet. If there are no questions, and thanks everyone for joining, because it's been a blast for me to make this talk. I wanted to make this presentation for a long time, and now I was forced to do that. So thank you for this opportunity.